Hey guys, it's Marissa. So in today's video, I'm just trying on a few select products that this one South Korean makeup company sent me, and their name is STYLEVANA. And I really love all of these products in today's video that I'm going to be trying on with you guys today. This is honestly one of my most favorite collaborations, and I'm not just saying that, like, this honestly was. And I just really love the products that they gave me. They were really nice quality, and they look really great on too. It's very neutral, and it gives you just that little bit of pop of color, and it's not too much. So this is definitely something perfect for everyday wear, or if you're going out and stuff. Like, I just really like it. So first, to create a base for my eyes, because I always start out with my eyes first, and I'm actually gonna go and take the concealer that they gave me, which is the MERZY concealer. This is the first creamy concealer. This is in the shade Apricot. So I'm hoping that this is my skin tone. I think it will match pretty well. And it's just really nice. Like, it's got this very creamy consistency, and it smells pretty nice too. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it smells really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just apply this on my eyelids and just blend it out using my finger. So this does seem to blend really nicely, and I feel like it does oxidize just a littlest bit, but I feel like it's just because this isn't exactly my skin tone. Like, it's a little bit on the warmer side, but it blends out super nice, and it still looks really good on the skin. For this eyeshadow palette, honestly, this is one of my most favorite products out of everything that they sent me, just because it's really cool and convenient, especially for traveling and just putting in your purse and stuff. So this is the multi-cube. It's called I'm Meme. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's like a brand or something within their brand. I don't know. But it has these 4 little eyeshadows, and when you flip this up, it has a blush, and I just think that this is like the coolest little thing. So I really like this. I love the packaging. I love everything about it. So I'm gonna try to use everything in this. I'm just gonna go ahead with number 1 using an Ulta round brush and just put it into my crease. And because this is like exactly my skin tone, I don't think I'm gonna see much color. You can see very little, but it basically is my skin tone, so I'm not expecting much out of this first shade, but it's just gonna help us create like a very nice transition. So too, I'm actually gonna use this as my crease shade, and that's that shimmery pink color. It's like a peachy pink, and this is a really nice color too. It's got a little bit of shimmer in it, but I'm still able to nicely put it on. It's not like super pigmented where you have to just very lightly dab it. Like, you can actually blend these out really nicely. They're a little bit on the powdery side, but I think it's good because then it's easier to blend. So I always like eyeshadows like that, just because it usually takes little to no effort. And then for number 4, which is this shade right here, I'm just gonna apply that to my eyelids. And it's like a really pretty, like, shimmery gold color. Like, this palette is very subtle, so if you're really into just very subtle neutrals, but you want something like a little pop of color, which is that peach, then this definitely would be for you, especially if you like to go traveling and stuff and you like smaller and more convenient things, because you could use this every day while still putting in your purse on the go, which is really nice. So if you need to like do a quick touch up or something, this would be really convenient. And then for number 3, I'm kind of going backwards, but this is just how I like to apply it. You can follow the steps if you want, if you buy this yourself, but I'm just applying it the way that I like best for my eye shape. And I do wish this brown was a little bit darker, but you're able to pack on for more pigmentation, which is nice. So I do like that. So if you want something a little bit more, I don't want to say sheer, but not as bold, you definitely can just put that on for the first layer. And then if you want to get a little bit darker and have more color, then you can just keep packing on more layers. And honestly, now that I think of it, I didn't realize, but they did send 2 blushes. Like, it came with this eyeshadow one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch this first eyeshadow, or this first blush that came from the eyeshadow palette, and it's a little bit more on the orangey side. It kind of almost looks like like a bronzer on my skin tone just because my skin tone is so pale. But I do want to use this one instead just because this one is the main blush. And this one is a little bit more pink, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and try that one when I get to it. Next is the eyeliner. So I'm going to be using the Luxe Gel Eyeliner. And this is in the shade number 1 Kill Black. So this is a really nice little eyeliner. It is retractable too, which is really convenient. I'm not going to retract it because I don't want it to get any longer than this. But I'm just going to go ahead and create a wing with this. And typically these types of eyeliners are not usually for creating wings. But I'm just going to go ahead and use this anyways because then I'm going to go back in with that brownish shade that I use. And I'm going to try to smoke it out to create like a smoky lash effect. I can't find my e.l.f. concealer brush, so I'm going to go ahead and just use this e.l.f. precision brush. And using that number 3 shade, which is this dark brown one, I'm just going to blend it in and kind of create a more smoky like eyeliner wing. And even though this is creamy, like I'm feeling it, and it does feel like it's drying matte, which is really, really nice. Because I know that some eyeliners, like when they're gel eyeliners, they usually kind of smudge around and smear very easily. But this one, I don't feel like that's gonna happen. It feels very matte. Like, if I were to just look at this, honestly, I feel like this would just be a liquid eyeliner. So I do really like that. And I know it looks really messy right now, but just trust the process because I will be cleaning up all of the fallout afterwards. And typically, no matter what kind of product I use, I always get a ton of fallout just because of the way I apply it. I like to apply it very heavily just so I can get as much of the pigmentation as possible, like very quickly. I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of thicken that eyeliner wing and then clean it up after. So I'm just gonna use a Clinique makeup remover wipe and just clean up all of that fallout and just really sharpen that wing. Alright, so for primer, before I even add the concealer and stuff, I'm going to be using this Artlist Glow Base. This also has SPF 50 in it, which is really, really nice. And then it says PA+++, so I don't know what that is. So if someone knows what that means, let me know down below because I'm not too sure. But the back is just all in Korean, so I don't really know exactly what it says. But this is supposed to be just like a face primer that you would put on before foundation or concealer. So immediately when I'm blending this in, it smells really nice. It's got a very faint, like nice smell. And it's just very hydrating. Like it feels like it's just really moisturizing my skin. And I have very sensitive skin. So usually when I put on moisturizers, I automatically feel burning or irritation. But with this, I'm not feeling that at all. So especially, I'm kind of surprised because it's got a little bit of fragrance in it. But it does not seem to be irritating my skin at all, so that's really good. So if you do have sensitive skin, this probably would work for you depending on your skin type. Mine's kind of like combination oily to dry skin. And I already know that this is gonna be a little bit too dark for me, but I'm gonna try to use a little bit of it anyways, just because I do wanna use all of their products. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of this. It's not too different from my skin tone, but just I really like to brighten my under eyes instead. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of both from that Tarte one and also this MERZY concealer. And I'm just gonna blend it in using my beauty blender, which is the Real Techniques one. And you know, honestly, adding both of those together, it does create a lot of coverage and it's really nice. It's actually pretty close to my skin tone this way. And I never like to add a lot of concealer or anything. I don't ever usually wear foundation unless I'm going out somewhere like for a special occasion, just because if I don't have to, I don't. I like to usually let my skin look pretty natural, but for my under eyes, that's usually where I add the most coverage. And I am just going to add a little bit of that MERZY concealer on those areas. So I feel like this is a pretty buildable coverage. It's got a little bit of like, I want to say like medium coverage, a little bit below that, but I can tell just by the consistency of this, you can really just layer this on to get it to like, I don't want to say medium to full, but like in between there, like high medium coverage, if that makes sense. But I don't want to get it that much. I just want to add a little bit. And next I'm using the Moonshot product. Now this is a Glassyfit Cushion. It's with a glass, like a flawless finish that unifies uneven skin tone and covers imperfection and buildable coverage. So I'm assuming this is kind of like a powder foundation in a sense. I've seen these before. It's very fancy when you open this. Like, I love the packaging. This one out of everything has the coolest packaging in my opinion. So I'm just going to take this cushion out. When I lift this up, you can see that this is protected so nothing gets in there. So I'm just going to peel that off really quick. And you can just, ooh. I always smell everything when I first try it, but it doesn't have a scent. This is definitely like a foundation, like for sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and try a little bit of it. I don't like to add a lot of foundation or anything to my face. Honestly, that's actually a little bit more closer to my skin tone than that concealer. I probably should have used that instead, but I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it in with everything else. And this seems to have pretty good coverage too. I want to say this has medium coverage to it. And this is looking really, really nice on my skin. Like, it's not creating any dry patches or anything. And it just looks very natural. I'm going to add a little bit on my nose and then blend it in. I don't have a bronzer that was given to me, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this Butter bronzer. This is in the shade 6676. And I'm just going to be applying this using an Ulta blush brush. I'm just going to messily put it on. I always do it this way. But I'm just going to kind of have this act as a setting powder as well. Just very lightly. I don't really like to use setting powder that much either, unless my skin is like really, really oily. Just because it does dry out my skin super bad. So I don't like to usually use that unless it's for a special event also. I'm not going to blend that in just yet because I'm going to use this peripera. I think I'm pronouncing these right. I hope so. This is in the shade Milktea Coral, and it's really cute because it says it's okay, you already shine on here with a smiley face, and I just think that's really, really cute. So I love the packaging on all of these products. I think they're very unique compared to what I've seen, like, you know, at Sephora and Ulta and stuff. It's very cute, and honestly, it's very, like, I don't want to say minimalist either, but it doesn't have a lot to it, and it works perfectly. Like, it just has a little bit of a design to it, and it works out perfect. Like, I think they look really nice, and they all look very unique, like all of the different products that they have packaged. It's really, really cute, and I just really like all of them so far. So I usually kind of contour my face with just powders, and then I'm just blending it in again into my skin just so it just really looks more natural. And for me personally, this method always works out the best. Like, it always lasts longer throughout the day. And then sometimes, like how I said, I use some setting powder, but for today, I'm not going to go ahead and do that just because I really do like how this looks. Alright, so then for the brows, I'm going to go ahead and use their 3-in-1 brow pencil. So this is the Orchid Skin, and this is in the shade 02. I don't know what the name is just because it's written in Korean, but I am going to try this. So it does have like this brow pencil part to it, and it already has like that shape that would really easily mimic just brow hairs, which is really nice. And then on the other side is the spoolie brush. And these are my favorite types of brow pencils, so I really, really like this so far. And this is actually like the perfect shade for my eyebrow, so this works perfectly. And it's very easy, like you don't have to put a lot on at all. And it's just like really quickly creating a very nice brow shape for me. All right, so now I'm going to go in with that spoolie. And that looks really nice. Like, I really like it. This is actually like my normal hair color, so I always just kind of keep my brows that color because if I were to make them blonde, I just feel like it would look really weird. So I just like this. It's perfect to my eyebrow color, my natural eyebrows and hair color, and it's just really, really pretty. And then now that my face has been set and it's been set with the powders, I'm going to go back in with this eyeshadow palette, and using number 2 and 3, I'm just going to apply that using an e.l.f. precision brush and apply that to the lower lash line. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the Heimish mascara, and this is the Dailism Smudge Stop Mascara. and this is in the shade, I believe it's just black. I don't see a shade on here, but I believe it is just black. And this actually has a very nice like little curve to it, and like it has very small defined bristles, which I love in mascaras. I'm just gonna give this a try and see how this works. Okay, wow, so just immediately I'm seeing like a ton of little lashes that it's creating, and this is immediately separating like almost all of my lashes. This looks really good. Because sometimes when you first open a mascara wand, there's so much product and it just creates immediately clumps. Like the Essence one, I really like that one, but when I first open it, it's just, there's so much product within the wand that it just creates so many clumps. So I have to use 2 different mascara wands. But for this one, it's not giving me that problem at all. I might just use 2 different mascaras anyways, just so I can separate my lashes as much as possible. But honestly, you really don't need it. It's doing a really good job on its own. So yeah, I'm just going to take the New Heights Lifting Mascara just to separate them as much as possible. But like how I said, if you use that mascara, you really don't need it. I just like to create my lashes to be as fluffy as possible and just really try to create as many like just little separate little eyelashes as I can. And then the last thing that I'm reviewing is the Mystery lip gloss. This is considered a lip tint, but I swatched it like off camera, and honestly it looks like a matte liquid lipstick to me. The shade is 009 Mystery Persimmon, and I really love like this kind of wand as well. It smells really good. It smells kind of fruity. I don't know why, but it does smell fruity. I'm not going to add a ton to my lips just because like my eye look and everything, it's very subtle, and this lip is pretty bold. Like it's not super bold, but I'm just gonna blot it. I guess I'm wrong. It doesn't really seem like a matte liquid lipstick. It feels very, I don't want to say watery, but it is very sheer, and it has like a very good buildable coverage to it. So it could look like a matte liquid lipstick. I'm not gonna do that today. I just want it to look very subtle. That actually looks really good with this eye look that I did today. It's very cute. It's a little bit peachy, a little bit pink. And then I believe this is the finished look using all of the products that they gave me for today's video. I absolutely love how this turned out. This was honestly one of my most favorite try-ons from a company, and this was just a lot of fun to do. I love all of the products, and it just looks really nice too. Like I love just everything about it, like when it comes to my skin and the eyeshadow, and I just really like it. So if you're interested in seeing more videos from me in the future, you can always subscribe down below, and you can also hit the notification bell as well so you can be notified for every single time I upload. I upload every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll just see you guys next time.